Hey guys, this is Grogar with TGM with a quick Beth'Tilac raid guide. Beth'Tilac is a boss in Fire Islands which most guilds usually tackle second. It's the spider boss, and it is done with two groups. One group that goes upstairs and one group that stays downstairs. I'll explain more about group composition in a second. Right, now you can see these spinners. These spinners drop down on webs. You can either taunt them down or kill them. If you taunt them down, they just drop down and become normal ads. You just have to kill them off on the floor. If you kill them, then they cease to exist. Taunting them down will basically just stop them doing the damage that they do whilst they're hanging from, the web, and it will also allow melee DPS to attack them. Now, once a spinner is killed or brought down by a taunt, it leaves a web that a person can use to get up onto the top layer. So that is how to deal with spinners. If you don't get them down quick, then it does result in a lot of raid damage. And distracting shot is an incredibly handy tool for it because it gets them down. It's got a short cooldown. Also, any kind of tank taunts or anything like that. Right, now you can see these small spiders, these cinder web spiderlings. If these get to the big ads, which is a drone, which is just there, they will buff it and it will do a lot of damage, and that is not good. So you need to kill these ads before they get to it. Now we use frost traps, mushrooms, and then just a group of ranged AoE downstairs just to take these down. That is why it's preferable to take ranged DPS down who can do a lot of AoE and who can slow things. So a mage, a boomkin, a hunter, things like that, a warlock, shadow priest, etc. Upstairs, it's much more preferable to send melee because all they're doing is standing there and nuking the boss. And there's nothing upstairs that's special, so it doesn't really matter upstairs, but it's preferable to have ranged downstairs, and that's probably why you should take your melee upstairs. Now we usually send one tank, 2 healers and 2 melee DPS upstairs, and keep 1 tank, 1 healer and 3 ranged DPS downstairs. This usually suffices with enough damage to kill the ads downstairs, enough damage to get the boss down fairly low upstairs, and enough healing on both fronts just for basic survivability. So as you can see, this is the second phase with ads. The people who were upstairs just had to come down due to the devastation. When the boss starts casting, basically everyone that's upstairs has to jump down or they will probably get one shot. Once they jump down, the boss starts channeling AoE. You just have to stack up, heal, and deal with the ads. Then you have more DPS downstairs, so you can usually clear up quite easily. The drones, which is the big ads, which you don't want the little ads to get to, if they're not killed quick enough, they will go upstairs and buff the boss. So you need to kill them before, I think they get to either 0 or 100 energy, I'm not too sure. It's 0. So if the drone gets to 0 energy, as you can see, he's on 25 now, he'll go upstairs and buff the boss. You can't let that happen. Now you'll have 3 phases where there's people upstairs and people downstairs. So you need to, you only need to deal with the ads for a very short amount of time. So as you can see, I'm just frost trapping and then AoE in these little ads. Hunter's very handy, especially with the entrapment talent and a few other talents that could be really handy for this fight. We never really have a problem with killing the ads off quick, so I haven't spec'd into anything specific for kiting the ads or slowing the ads or whatever. I just kind of deal with it in my current spec. So spinners are coming down again. You can see that the AoE from the boss is like that kind of fiery rain. So that is because there's nobody upstairs. When there's nobody upstairs, the boss will do that. So you just got to heal through it and get someone up as soon as you can. That is basically the current phase. Upstairs, I can't show you upstairs because we don't send hunters upstairs, but if you were upstairs, basically all you have to do is tank the boss, obviously heal, avoid the boulders coming in, which will be shown where they're landing by a big yellowy kind of fissure type thing, and avoid the holes that these boulders will make. When these boulders or meteors land or whatever they are, they will create a hole in the web. If you go into that hole, you will fall down the web. It's very simple. Avoid the holes there, because they're quite easy to see, but sometimes you will just miss one, so just try and concentrate on not hitting that. So I'm just nuking down these ads, making sure they don't get to the drones and killing off the drones. Here incoming smouldering devastation. I think this is now the last phase. These ads that spawn just before the last smouldering devastation, you need to kill these real quick, because if they're alive when the boss comes down, the boss will eat them and heal up. Now, if the boss heals up to 100%, you can still do it, but it's harder. So you just need to get them so that the boss doesn't heal too much. As you can see, the boss was on 65%-ish when we started phase 2. So basically, all you have to do is just stack up, heal it's just AoE damage really, so just stack up heal, pop Bloodlust and do the maximum amount of DPS you can, nuking down the boss. Now the tanks will get a debuff and they will have to swap. I think it's called the Widow's Kiss or something similar. Basically, the tank just needs to taunt off the other one when the other one so when one tank gets the debuff, the other tank taunts. The tank with the debuff have to make sure they're not near the raid, because it will do AoE to people near them, so they need to make sure they're not near the raid and they're not near the other tank. So just either stand out the way or just stand on the other side of the boss. It's incredibly easy to deal with. It's not a hard, tanking switch or anything, and people don't always have the debuff. It just comes now and then. So you just nuke the boss down. Basically, the boss during this phase, the boss is constantly getting a stacking buff, which increases damage done by the boss. So you basically need to kill this boss before he kills you. It's a DPS. She kills you, I suppose. It's a woman. It's a DPS race in the last phase. It's just a soften rage. Just kill the boss before your healers can't keep anyone up. Now we killed her incredibly quickly this time because we had awesome DPS and we really did time it perfectly. So there's Beth'Tilac on 10-man normal, and this has been Grogar with TGN. Thank you very much for watching.